In this chapter, we're going to introduce you to some of the basic ideas of statistics. In this video, we're going to look at calculating the mean and using the mean to find a missing data value.
Okay, hi everybody. So we're going to keep on looking at some statistical stuff here. We're going to introduce the mean, and I'm sure you're familiar with this. Okay, it's a measure of central tendency, meaning that we're trying to identify the center of the data. Okay, normally you would use the word average instead of mean, and in fact, when we use the word mean, we intend the same thing that you think when we say average. Where you add up all the values and then divide by the total number of values, okay? Now, technically speaking, the word average is a word that we kind of give to all forms of calculations where we're trying to find the middle. So this one is specific, we specifically called the mean here. Now, we're going to call it really, the correct term here is the arithmetic mean. And the notation that we use is an X with a bar over top. I don't know if you can see that. But right there, the X with the bar over top, okay? So now all we're going to do here is I'm going to lead you through some examples where we just calculate the mean. Now, a couple of the examples that we're going to do here are going to be examples where you've been given the mean and then you actually want to work your way backwards and find a missing data value, okay? Which is a useful sort of a tool that you might use, for example, if you're looking at your mark and you're thinking, gee, you know what, this is the mark I would like to get for my final mark maybe. What mark do I need to get on my final exam to make that work? That's the sort of calculation that we're going to be looking at. Anyway, let's take a look at some examples. Okay, so with this problem right here, it says calculate the mean of the following data sets. We're going to do these two right here. So to get the mean, what I'm going to do is I'm going to add together the data values here. Now, when you see a negative like that -3, that's significant, and that negative is important, okay? So there's the -10 right there, and then we got the 4, the 6, the 1, the -2, the -4, and the 12 here. So we're going to add those all up, and then we're going to divide by, how many have we got here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 11. Okay, so now, I mean, this is just calculator work, so I'm going to go to my calculator. Take a look at this. Now, okay, let's do it like that. Now, the reason why the negatives are important here is because maybe you're looking at, for example, your average income, okay? So plus -3, plus, in which case, if you're doing something like that, then you know what? Those negatives actually mean something. They mean you lost money. So you want to consider, whoops, I did the 4 twice. You actually want to consider when these values that you're adding are negative and pulling the total down, okay? And then up here, plus 12. And then I'm going to close brackets. Remember, I have to have the whole thing inside brackets there. If you don't do that, if you don't put the brackets there and then just go divide by 11, all you're going to do is add up all these numbers and then take 12 divided by 11 and add that together to it. And we don't want to do that. So we want to make sure the whole numerator is inside parentheses, press enter, and I get an average of 3.3. Okay, so approximately 3.3. Now let's take a look at this one. Our average here is going to be the sum, so 286, 345, plus 302, plus 333, plus 297, 312, 291. Ooh, that's a lot. All over. And how many are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. So again, same thing. What I want to do here is I want to add those all up, but I want to make sure I put those in parentheses, okay? So parentheses is going to be 286 plus 345 plus 302 plus 333 plus 297, plus 291, plus 294, close bracket, divide by 8, and 307.5. And this time I don't need to use an approximately symbol here because it was exactly 307.5. Okay, so this next question says the following table shows the number of customers at a given copy shop on a given day. Now, what's missing is the part that says find the average number, okay? So we're going to find the average number of people in a coffee shop here. So 586 plus 890 plus 842 plus 64 plus 905 plus 871, 1 plus 623 all over. And then we know that the number of days in a week is 7. So once again, we just go back to the calculator and we just enter this all in. So, whoops, but I got to make sure I put parentheses there. 586 plus 890 plus 842, 864, 905 plus 871 plus 623. Close the brackets, divided by 7. So 797 approximately. Average number of people in the coffee shop on any given day. Okay, now here's an example of that question I was referring to just a few moments ago. We want to find the missing term in each of the following here. So the mean of this set of data, is 2 here. So I know that if I take 6 and I add negative 3 plus 9 plus 4 plus negative 2 plus negative 3 plus this value x, and I divide it by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, my answer should be 2. Okay, that's what my answer should be. So what I'm going to do to start off with, because I'm a little bit lazy here, what I want to do is I want to clean this up here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add 6 plus negative 3 plus 9 plus 4 plus negative 2, whoops, sorry, I entered that in wrong, plus negative 2 plus negative 3 equals 11. So this expression here, I'm just going to add up the numbers that I can see here. That becomes 11 plus x over 7 is equal to 2. Okay, now, if you think about the algebra here, and I know you've seen this sort of stuff before here, I need to get to the x. I need to get to the x here. So I've got value over value. Now granted there's a plus sign there, but that doesn't matter here. It's going to be number divided by number. So what I want to do to get this unknown up here is I want to multiply to get rid of that 7 in the denominator. Okay, basically I need to get rid of that 7 first here. So I'm going to cross multiply really. So it's going to be 11 plus x multiplied by that 1 is going to equal 7 times 2 or 14. Well, now I'm basically there because I know that 11 plus x is equal to 14. So if I subtract that 11 from both sides, x must equal 3. And that's the answer that I'm looking for. Okay? If x is equal to 3 in this particular set of data, then the average will be 2. Okay, let's look at this one right here. It says the mean of the set of data here, and we've got that all together, is 58. So I'm going to write that out here. So 48 plus 67 plus 63 plus 59 plus 48 plus 53 plus 55 plus 61 plus 66. And then here it is, plus x, all divided by, okay, how many do I have here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, that's nice, 10. Is equal to 58. Okay, well, first of all, I'm super lazy, so I'm going to add up all those numbers first, just to simplify that. So 48 plus 67 plus 63 plus 59 plus 48 plus 53, 5 plus 61 plus 66. This is equal to 520. So it's going to be 520 plus x divided by 10 is equal to 58. Well, again, this is like 58 over 1, just like I did before here. So I'm going to cross multiply. 1 times 520 plus x is 520 plus x. 10 times 58 is going to be 580. Okay, because I'm going to deal with the division here first to get into this addition up top here. Now I'm going to subtract 520. And I'm going to get that x is equal to, well, 580 minus 520 will be 60. So as long as x is equal to 60, the average of that set of data will be 58. Now in this question, it says Gerald is shoveling walks and driveways to make some extra money. He would like to average $15 a job if he can. So thus far, he's charged 10, 12, 20, 15, and 25. So what must he charge in the next job to make sure that he averages at least $15 per job? Okay. So we're going to have 10 plus 12 plus 20 plus 15 plus 25 plus x. Okay, that's his next job. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And he wants to average $15 per job. So when we add those all up, divide by 6, we should get 15. Now, again, I'm just going to simplify. I'm just going to add those numbers all together here, up in the numerator here. That's going to get me 82 plus x divided by 6 is equal to 15. Now I'm going to write that as 15 over 1, so I can cross multiply. Well, 1 times 82 plus x is going to be 82 plus x. 6 times 15 is going to be 90. And now to get the x by itself, I'm just going to subtract 82 from both sides, and that gets me 8. So if he charges $8 on his next one, the average here will be $15 per job. Now, next question though. Assuming he also shoveled his grandmother's walk for free, how much will he have to charge for the next jobs to still average $15 per job here? Okay, well, that means he's done 10 plus 12 plus 20 plus 15 plus 25 plus 0, there's his grandmother, plus x. This time, this increases the number that we're dividing by 1, so it's going to be out of 7 is equal to 15. So now when I add those all up, I'm still going to get 82 plus x, but this is now over 7 is equal to 15 over 1. Cross multiply, and I'm just going to, because this, actually I'll just do this. Yoink. So this is going to be 82 plus x is equal to, well, 7 times 15 is going to be 105. And if you take and subtract that 82 from both sides now, okay, we're going to get here that he has to charge $23 in order to average 15.